Welcome to Module 10. Today we're diving into advanced topics focusing on native and its role in modern serverless architectures. Let's start by understanding what native is. Think of native as a way to run your applications without worrying about the underlying infrastructure. Now let's compare traditional architectures with native-based ones using side-by-side diagrams to highlight the key differences and benefits. In traditional architectures, you manage servers manually, deal with complex infrastructure, and spend time on server maintenance instead of focusing on your application code. With native, you get automatic scaling, simplified deployment processes, and can focus entirely on writing code, while native handles the infrastructure complexity for you. Let's summarize the key takeaways. Native simplifies deploying and managing containerized applications on Kubernetes by providing serverless capabilities that automatically handle scaling and infrastructure management. In the next sections, we'll dive deeper into native serving, explore portability across clouds, and compare native with Cloud Run to give you a comprehensive understanding of these powerful serverless technologies. Native serving is a powerful set of components designed specifically for building and deploying serverless workloads on Kubernetes. Think of it as a layer that sits on top of Kubernetes, making serverless development much easier. Let's start by understanding what native serving actually is. At its core, it's a collection of components that work together to provide serverless capabilities on Kubernetes clusters. Native serving provides key abstractions that simplify serverless development. These abstractions handle the complex details of container orchestration, scaling, and traffic management automatically. One of native serving's key strengths is its support for both stateless and stateful applications. Let me show you the difference with practical examples. Now let's talk about compatibility, one of native serving's most important features. It's designed to work seamlessly with recent versions of Kubernetes, ensuring your applications run smoothly across different environments. This compatibility ensures that whether you're running on Google Kubernetes Engine, Amazon EKS, Azure AKS, or any other Kubernetes distribution, native serving will work consistently and reliably. The key takeaway is that native serving provides a consistent, portable serverless platform that abstracts away the complexity of Kubernetes while maintaining full compatibility. This makes it an excellent choice for modern cloud-native applications. One of Native's most powerful features is its portability. This means your applications can run seamlessly across different cloud providers without being locked into any single vendor's ecosystem. But what exactly does portability mean in the context of cloud computing? Portability is the ability to move your applications and workloads from one environment to another with minimal changes to your code or configuration. Native achieves this portability through two key factors. First, it's completely open source, which means no single vendor controls its development or features. Second, it's built on top of Kubernetes, which provides a standardized container orchestration platform. Let me show you what this looks like in practice. Here we have the same native application running across three different cloud providers: Amazon Web Services, Google Cloud Platform, and Microsoft Azure. Notice how the application remains identical while only the underlying infrastructure changes. Now let's walk through the actual migration process. Moving a native application from one cloud to another involves a systematic approach with clearly defined steps. This migration flowchart shows you exactly what needs to be done for a seamless transition. Step 1. Export your current native configuration. This includes your service definitions, networking configurations, and any custom resource definitions you've created. These are stored as YAML files that describe your application's requirements. Step 2. Set up your target cloud environment. This means provisioning a new Kubernetes cluster on your destination cloud provider and installing native serving and eventing components. Most cloud providers offer managed Kubernetes services that simplify this process. Step 3. Update any cloud-specific configurations. While most of your native configuration remains the same, you may need to adjust things like storage classes, load balancer settings, or DNS configurations to match your new cloud provider's services. Step 4. Deploy and test your application. Apply your native configurations to the new cluster, verify that all services are running correctly, and perform thorough testing to ensure everything works as expected in the new environment. The beauty of this process is in what you don't need to change. Your application code remains completely untouched. Your container images can be reused as is. And most of your native service definitions stay exactly the same. This minimal rework requirement is what makes Native truly portable. This portability gives you tremendous strategic advantages. You can avoid vendor lock-in by maintaining the flexibility to switch providers. You can optimize costs by moving workloads to the most cost-effective cloud. And you can improve resilience by running applications across multiple clouds for disaster recovery. Understanding the relationship between Native and Google Cloud Run is crucial for making informed decisions about serverless deployments. While they're related, they serve different needs and offer different levels of control. First, let's understand the fundamental relationship. Google Cloud Run is actually built upon Native. Think of Native as the foundation and Cloud Run as a simplified managed service layer on top. Now let's dive into the key differences. Cloud Run abstracts away much of the Kubernetes complexity, making it easier for developers to get started, while Native gives you full control over the underlying infrastructure. Let's examine this through a detailed comparison table that highlights the pros and cons of each approach across three key dimensions: ease of use, flexibility, and control. Starting with ease of use, Cloud Run wins here hands down. It provides a simple deployment experience where you just push your container and it runs. Native requires more Kubernetes knowledge and configuration. For flexibility, Native takes the lead. It offers extensive customization options, custom resource definitions, and full control over scaling policies. Cloud Run provides good flexibility, but within Google's managed boundaries. When it comes to control, this is where the trade-offs become clear. Native gives you complete control over your infrastructure, networking, and scaling. Cloud Run handles these for you, which is great for simplicity, but limits your control. So what's the key takeaway from this comparison? The choice between Cloud Run and Native depends on your specific needs and expertise level. Choose Cloud Run when you want simplicity and speed. It's perfect for teams that want to focus on application development without worrying about infrastructure management. The managed experience means faster time to market. Choose Native when you need maximum flexibility and control. It's ideal for organizations with Kubernetes expertise who want to customize their serverless platform or avoid vendor lock-in with a portable solution. Remember, Cloud Run equals simplicity and managed convenience, while Native equals customization and complete control. Both are valid choices depending on your team's needs, expertise, and long-term strategy. Vendor lock-in is one of the biggest concerns organizations face when adopting cloud services. Today, we'll explore how Native and Cloud Run help you avoid this trap and maintain application portability. First, let's understand what vendor lock-in means. Vendor lock-in occurs when you become dependent on a specific cloud provider's proprietary services, making it difficult and expensive to switch to another provider. Traditional cloud services often create lock-in through proprietary APIs, custom configurations, and vendor-specific features. For example, AWS Lambda functions use Amazon's specific event format and deployment model. Native solves this problem by providing a standardized abstraction layer on top of Kubernetes. Instead of using vendor-specific APIs, your applications use Native's consistent interface, making them portable across any Kubernetes cluster. Cloud Run takes this a step further by providing a Kubernetes-compatible API. This means your Cloud Run applications can easily migrate to any Kubernetes cluster running Native, giving you the best of both worlds: managed convenience and portability. Here are key strategies for avoiding vendor lock-in. First, use open standards like Native and Kubernetes. Second, containerize your applications for maximum portability. Third, avoid vendor-specific services when possible. And fourth, regularly test your migration capabilities. The key takeaway is that both Native and Cloud Run provide excellent protection against vendor lock-in. Native offers complete portability across any Kubernetes environment, while Cloud Run gives you managed convenience with the same portability benefits. Choose the approach that best fits your team's needs and operational preferences. Welcome to Interview Mastery. Today we're preparing for one of the most common Cloud Run interview questions. This is a question that tests your understanding of both Cloud Run and its underlying architecture. Here's the question that often catches candidates off guard. How does Cloud Run ensure portability? This question is testing whether you understand the relationship between Cloud Run and native and how this affects application deployment. The winning answer has three key components. First, Cloud Run is built on native. Second, it provides a portable API similar to Kubernetes. Third, your containers can run anywhere with minimal changes. Let's break down each part. Let's visualize the first key point. Cloud Run is Google's managed service that's built on top of native. Think of native as the open source foundation and Cloud Run as the managed service layer on top. This relationship is what enables portability. The second key point is about the portable API. Cloud Run provides an API that's similar to Kubernetes. This means developers familiar with Kubernetes can easily work with Cloud Run, and applications can be moved between different Kubernetes environments with minimal changes. The third key point is container mobility. Because Cloud Run uses standard containers and native, your applications can run on any Kubernetes cluster, on-premises, or other cloud providers. This is the essence of avoiding vendor lock-in. Now for the interview tips. When answering this question, structure your response clearly. Start with the native foundation, explain the portable API, and finish with practical benefits. Always mention that this prevents vendor lock-in and enables multi-cloud strategies. Here are your key takeaways for mastering this interview question. Remember the three pillars: native foundation, portable API, and container mobility. Practice explaining how this creates flexibility and avoids vendor lock-in. This knowledge shows you understand both the technical and business benefits of Cloud Run. The cloud-native landscape is rapidly evolving, and native is positioned at the forefront of this transformation. Understanding current trends and future outlook is crucial for making informed architectural decisions. Three major trends are shaping the cloud-native landscape. First, serverless adoption is accelerating, with Gartner predicting 90% of organizations will adopt hybrid cloud strategies by 2027. Second, multi-cloud approaches are becoming standard, driven by $723 billion in projected cloud spending for 2025. Third, AI and machine learning integration is becoming essential for modern applications. Knative's evolution demonstrates continuous improvement and adaptation. From CNCF incubation in 2022 to the latest version 1.17 release in 2025, the project shows consistent progress in performance, configuration simplification, and Kubernetes integration. Native addresses key future challenges in cloud-native development. For vendor lock-in risks, Native provides open-source portability across multiple cloud providers. For configuration complexity, it offers simplified abstractions that make serverless deployment more accessible to development teams. The key takeaways for future-proofing with Native are clear. Native aligns perfectly with major cloud-native trends, including serverless adoption and multi-cloud strategies. Its continuous evolution ensures ongoing relevance in a rapidly changing landscape. By addressing critical challenges like vendor lock-in and configuration complexity, Native positions organizations for success in an AI-driven, multi-cloud future. Now, let's dive into the practical decision-making process. When should you choose Cloud Run versus managing your own native cluster? This comparison will help you make an informed choice based on your specific needs. Let's set up our comparison framework. On the left, we have Google Cloud Run, the fully managed serverless platform. On the right, we have self-managed native, where you control your own Kubernetes cluster. Cloud Run's biggest advantages center around simplicity. You get zero infrastructure management. Google handles everything. Scaling is instant, including scaling to zero when not in use. You only pay for actual usage, and security compliance is built in. However, Cloud Run has trade-offs. You're locked into Google's ecosystem with limited customization options. You have less infrastructure control, and costs can become significant at very high scale. Self-managed native offers maximum flexibility. You have full infrastructure control, can run across multiple clouds, and customize everything to your needs. There's no vendor lock-in, and you can optimize costs based on your specific usage patterns. But self-managed native comes with significant complexity. Setup and maintenance are challenging, requiring deep Kubernetes expertise. The operational overhead is much higher, and it takes longer to get to production. Now, let's look at practical decision criteria to help you choose the right approach for your organization. Here are 4 key decision criteria. First, does your team have Kubernetes experience? Second, do you need quick deployment? Third, do you require custom configurations? Fourth, is cost optimization a priority? Based on these criteria, let me give you clear recommendations for when to choose each option. Choose Cloud Run when you have small to medium teams without deep Kubernetes knowledge, need rapid deployment, want to focus on code rather than infrastructure, or have unpredictable traffic patterns. Choose Self-Managed Native when you have experienced Kubernetes teams, need multi-cloud deployments, require extensive customization, or want to completely avoid vendor lock-in. The key takeaway is simple. Choose the option that best aligns with your organization's goals, technical expertise, and long-term strategy. There's no universally right answer, only the right answer for your specific situation.